everybody, welcome back. Angela here again. Would like to take this opportunity to welcome all my new subscribers and say thank you to each and every one of you, old and new, for the lovely support and encouragement that you give me. I really cannot tell you how much that truly means to me. So I like to remind you that I'm very mindful of that and very appreciative and grateful too. Right, today we're going to start a new project. I'm going to keep it a bit of a secret. I've pretty much ironed out the planning process for it, and I'm going to start with putting together the little mini projects, and at the end, once we've completed all those little mini projects, then I will be in a position to share with you how that all goes together. All right, so it's going to be keeping you a little bit in suspense, but trust me, if you follow along with all of this, you're going to end up with the same kind of a journal as I am doing. Now, I'm going to use my Purple Passion kit. That's the one I'm going to use. Of course, you can use whichever kit you prefer to use. All right, so that's what we're going to use today. Now, to show you what you're going to need, I'm going to share with you the pages that I am going to use. So I'm going to use this page here, which is the other design. There are two sort of designs in this kit, so it's a really large kit, and I think there are 21 pages in the journal page kit, just pages. So this is one of them, and I love these colors here. This is one of the background pages from this kit. It's a beautiful raspberry color, and I do love it. It's one of my favorites. And then I'm going to use the gold background page, which is also one of the pages in that kit. So those are the three pages that I'm going to use today. So gather your pages and see which you're going to use. Then we are going to use an envelope. I've used a mailer here. So just a mailer like this. I think this one is 4 1/4 inches wide or 11 centimeters, and I think the full length of it is 8 1/2 inches or 22 centimeters. I have pre-measured that. Okay, but something along those lines, or you could just take a piece of copier paper, fold it in half, and make this size shape if that's, or take an envelope that you have, an old mailer, and trim it down to those measurements. Okay, so the opportunities are endless. Right, so that's what we're going to do. The first thing I want to start with is the mailer and this piece of paper over here. And what I want you to do is just turn it. I think I'll turn it this way. And you're going to need a pencil. So I've got a pencil here. I want to take this mailer. Well, let's start with the mailer. Scissors. Right, and what I've done here is I have taken my mailer and measured 2 1/2 inches from there to there and made a little mark. All right, and that is going to be the flap and the flap folded down section. All right, so do that first of all, and then what I did was I measured 3/4 inch back this way. Now that would equate to about 2 centimeters if you're working in centimeters. And then what I did was with my craft knife, now you can use your scissors, but it's going to be tricky. I just cut very lightly through one level of this paper. Now you can see that I have actually cut right through on that side, and you could do that with your scissors. We're going to mend that anyway. So if you wanted to get into, if you don't have a craft knife, just cut through both. Then lift up the one flap and cut along the line at the 3/4 mark there. All right, so what I'm trying to do is I then scored along the 2 1/2 inch mark or the 6 1/2 centimeter mark here. I have just folded that flap there. I angled the sides there, so I've just angled that slightly, as you can see, just so that it's easier to get in. I've just moved that away, and I am folding that down like that. Okay, this is along the lines of the altered mailer I showed you once before. It's just a smaller one, so I'm just recapping that briefly. If you want a thorough breakdown on this, I'll link the video for the particular video I did just for an altered one of these. All right, it was a bigger version though. Okay, so we've got that there. Now we've got this bit here. Now this is going to form our flap and go down like that. And this is the remainder of our envelope. So if you have to measure from there to there, I didn't do that measurement, but here it is. It is 17.5 centimeters, or just short of 7 inches lengthwise. Okay, so what we are doing now is I want to place this onto the top corner. Let me just bring my paper down so you can see. Need my pencil again. I'm placing the envelope onto this paper like that, and I think I need to just move it up, so I'm just using my fingernail just to fit it into the top corner. And then I'm going to just make a pencil mark here and a pencil mark here like that. Okay, so we've got a little mark there for the length of our envelope and the width. Now what I want to do is I want to fold along those lines. So you're going to take your piece of paper. Let's do it this way first. So I'm mindful of that line, so I'm going to just bend it there, turn it over, and I'm going to bend it like that. Okay, there we go. So there we go. Now I'm going to fold along the other line, so this line here. So again, just going to, now it doesn't matter, this is an A4 piece of paper. This will work just as well with a letter size. All right, so that doesn't matter. You'll see what I'm going to do. Right, so let's get that bit folded over. Have I got that on the right spot? I need to make that a little bit more pinched. There we go. And then it's not exactly the right size, but you will see what I'm going to do. Now you can make your envelope shorter, longer, depending on what you have. Okay, so you might want to make it 6.5 inches and not the 7.5. Right, so we've got that all done like that. So let me just have a little think now. What I want to do is I want to use my scissors, and on this line over here I want to cut that line, and just along that line. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is that you always have that slight ridge from folding. I want to just draw a straighter line here. Let's do it this side. I want to just make it slightly wider and cut out a sliver more. It's going to make folding a lot easier. So I'm just going to draw a line just below that, and really it is the thinnest line. All right, there's breadth. So I'm going to just, now I would normally use my craft shears for this because that's just how I roll, but I'm just using a pair of scissors today. So if you want to use your craft knife, go right ahead. All right, so there, that's a really thin piece that I've taken out there. Okay, so we're able to fit that bit over there. That's fine. Right. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this piece in like that. All right. And we're going to fold that piece behind. So you've got those two together, and then you've got this bit together, and this bit's going to come up like this. Now all I want to do now is I want to just take my bone folder and running it right next to the edge here of the piece that's sticking out, I've just scored a line there, so I'm not sure if you can see. And then I'm going to just cut to that score line on the fold line as well. I'm going to just fold that over a little bit like that. All right, and then we can do that like that. That will then glue in place in a second, like this. just make it a little bit wider. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got that bit there, and then that's going to end up folding up like there. Now I keep folding those lines there like that. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to make a little window on this piece over here. So not the back piece, this piece. So I'm just going to open those all up again. And what I'm going to do is I'm just taking my ruler's width, and I want to just lie that on the fold line, and I want to just make a little line there, and I am guesstimating it, but this is just what to do if you don't have a die cut machine, and probably it's really an easy way to gauge a window. Oops, I think that was Alexa. And I always use pencil because you just never know when you know, gauging things. To me, pencil is the safest way to go. Right, so I've got that like that. So there's my little window, and it's easy just to take an eraser and just rub out the lines that have gone slightly over there like that. All right, so what we will do now is we are able to cut that out. So I'm going to use my knife, but you could put your scissors through there and get to the edge and just cut that out as well. All right, so you can see I've just slit with my knife on the lines, and I'm pulling out that center piece there. And again, we're going to close the, if you've got your piece, let me just move these out the way. If you've got your piece lying like this now, you're going to close that top bit down. All right, and then make sure these are lined up properly. And then you're going to move this bit up here, and then move the back around like that to make a pocket. And then we're going to just want to make sure I've got this lined up properly here, and then let's just, and then this bit over here as well. Okay, right, there we go. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that really. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down after I have put a little bit of a window in there. So let me just grab a piece quickly and I'll see you in a second. So what I'm going to use is, I'm trying to be more recyclable. So I've got a little piece of packaging here with a cellophane wrapping, and I'm going to use a piece of this to fill up my window. All right, so don't be afraid to recycle. I mean, that's what it's all about really. Now I've got two thicknesses here, sorry, two layers, so I just want one. So I'm just going to give this a bit of a guide and just rough guesstimating here. Okay, and I think this will do the job. So there we go. We've got that there. There we go. So that's going to give me a piece of cellophane there just for my window, so we can get that stuck down. So let's do that quickly. Right, so I'm going to just put it over here so I can see where it is that I need to glue. Right, so there's that side. And there's Abby barking again. Don't know who she's seen, probably the postman. And then this side. So don't be afraid to recycle what you have, guys. I mean, that's the point of junk journaling, isn't it? So use what you have. Can't say that enough. I mean, I could, not much goes into my recycling bin that I haven't looked at and thought, you know, that's a potential project. Right, now we can stick down our little side there, but I think what I'm going to do is, just because I've got this bit here, I think I'm going to just distress that a little bit, just so I don't have the white sticking out, and then just give that a little distress as well. Okay, so now I'm going to tuck that underneath there. I'm going to make sure I have that nice and straight with the top, which is eluding me today. Right, I think I've got it now, and then I'm going to give this a stick down. So let's just get that down as well. Right, okie doke. Right, so there we have our little pocket in place. Okay, so there's that done. Now what we want to do now is we want to cover our envelope, and that will be a quick little job as well. So we can open it up now. We've got that little bit to reinforce the edge there, and then what I've done is, as I said, I'm using this piece of paper here, and I am going to be using this section over here. Now I'm not going to cut out the window for this particular one. You're welcome to do that, but I'm actually just using a mailer, and I didn't have one that didn't have a window, so I'm going to just use this one right here and cover that up. So we won't be making a window there. So here we go. This is this bit, and this will be going on here, so you can see that. And then straight below this, I've taken the piece below this, and I'm going to push this on, stick this onto this bit here. You can see I've folded over the excess to cover up my boo where I went straight through the envelope there. Okay, so we will sort that out as well. All right, so it goes on that way and covers up the little bandage we're making for the back there, like that. All right, so I will be back with you in a second. I'm just going to distress this quickly. Okay, so I've got this all distressed. I've cut out a little bit of the raspberry paper. I want to just stick that underneath this section here. Again, it's going to reinforce the little bit that I've cut open, but it's also going to cover up this blue area right here. So I want to just cover that up. So, not that, I need the glue. So I'm going to just stick this down. I'm so glad that you guys loved the last project and are keen to start a new one. So I do hope that you're going to follow along and have a lovely surprise at the end. So, you know, gather your goodies together, and I'd love for you to join me as always. You know how much I do enjoy that. So this is a tricky situation. Because of course I've used the glue that's not forgiving, and it's probably stuck down already, so we'll just have to do that again. There we go, that's better. Right, so we can put a bit of glue on there as well, just to keep that bit down. Okay, so we're getting there. And then I think I'm going to just use my distress ink, because I had to cut it slightly smaller to get it tucked in there. So I'm gonna see if that's all right. Okay, now what we want to do is we want to stick this over here. So I'm going to do that quickly, just get that stuck down. And as I said, I'm not using the envelope. I mean the window. If I was going to use the window envelope, then I would have put some of that raspberry paper behind there as well. But I'm not going to in this instance. We're going to have enough windows and things going on here. So, oops, let's get it the right way this time, Angela. So we'll just get that stuck on there. Okay, I do love this kit. It's really pretty. And thank you for all your lovely compliments about it as well. Very kind of you. Okay, now we want to get this down like that where we had it. Oops. So we want to get that down. We are going to have to put a piece on the inside there as well. So let's see, have I got that right? No, I think I've made it a bit higher now. Yeah, so let's just get that back where it was. There we go. Right, so I've got that where I needed it. And let's just check here now. This should be the same height pretty much as this, which it pretty much is, so I'm happy with that. So we're going to stick that down, and then we will also be sticking another bit over on that side. So let's get this one down so long. You can stitch around this. I might or might not. Let's see how we go. Oops. Sorry, glue falling over. Right, so we'll start with the base here like that. We'll get that right first. And then that's it. Okay, so there we go with that side of things. And then while I'm at it, we need to stick something on that side as well. So I'm going to just grab the paper here, so we can easily just cut that out. Alright. And we can stick that on the top there. There we go. So we've got our little section at the top there, which is now just need some glue on the back here. That's going to give this back bit a bit of a plaster on the bit that I cut through. So there we go. All right, so while that's drying there nicely, what I did was we want to put some little coin circle goodies on. So I've cut 2 out of some of my file folder scrap that I had, and I have just backed that onto with some of this raspberry paper. So I'm going to end up putting one on there and one on the front. Okay, so what I've done is I've grabbed the 2 different options just to show you what I'm on about here. So I've got eyelets, little eyelets here, and then the other thing you could use are some of these, what do you call these things? These split pin thingies, which is, the name is now just gone out of my head because I'm old. Alright, so you could use some of these, and I've got them in all sorts of sizes. This doesn't come like this. This is stuff I've collected over years from my scrapbooking days. Alright, so there you've got these small ones, which is what I would probably use. Alright, so you could just make a hole through there, like this. I'll just show you. So you'd find the center point here, make a hole through there, and then thread that through the hole that you're going to make in here, and then open up the split pin at the back. All right, so that's what you could do if you don't have a crocodile. Otherwise, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just find the center point here. So this is 11.5, so we're looking at 5.5, so we're looking at about this point here, and then just to make sure that's where you want it, you want to just see exactly how far up it is. So you want to do that, and I pretty much think that you can draw a line here. That's probably best. Let's do that. So let's just draw a line now. It's pencil, so you can rub it out. Okay, and you can see exactly with your little dot on the center here, you can see with your line where that needs to be, so however high you want to position it. So that looks like where I want to position it. So the way I would do this is take my pokey tool, look for the line that I've drawn. I've got the circle there, get it onto the line and press that right through. Okay, so that there is just giving me a little dot where I need it, and a little dot where I need to make the eyelet hole. Okay, so it's just a marker, and then the same on this side, so that's going to end up going there. Okay, that's that. Put this one on top of that one to get the same position for the hole, and then you can just join them together and press your hole through. That's just a marker. Okay, so you've got your marker there. All right, so let's use these, and then I don't have to get up again. How lazy is that? All right, so it's just a case of finding two of these that match. There we go, two of those. Okay, so I'm gonna go through there, put that through there. So I do that just to remind myself, and I'm going to give a pretty decent border of glue just to hold this down. And this would work equally well if you wanted to use double-sided tape, but yeah, this is what I've got on the table right now, so this is what I'm using. Okay, so we have put this one on here, and now I'm going to just show you how I put this one on quickly. So I'm just going to put a hole through this section over there like that. Now you'll see that if you have a look, I have tried to line those up pretty much there. So this then will go through on this side here. Okay, so let's just put the little bit through there. Now you don't want it through both, just through the one. So I've got my finger through the side there. I'm going to put it through the top, and you can see I'm just going to take my bone folder just to flatten it nicely, as flat as I possibly can get it. So there you see. Then I'm going to just take one of these little circles and put that on behind. This is just to reinforce it, but also so that nothing will get stuck on to the back of this. So if I put a tag or something in here. All right, so I've got that stuck on the back there, I've got that on the front, and we've reinforced our pocket as well. Okay, so that's what we've got there. Now what you want to do is you want to take some twine. So I've got this linen twine that was gifted to me, and I do like using it. Right, so just taking the length of that, you're going to tie this around there like this. I just like to make a sort of a tie there like that, pull them together, and then make them even. Oops, that's my dog. I tell you, Abby's a good guard dog. Right, so we've got that bit like that now. All right, so we've got that like that. We've got a little pocket that we had in there when we stuck this down, and now we've got the back opening here. All right, so what we want to do now is just finish off this section, and this section's pretty quick. So I've taken one of these pieces from my ephemera pack. I have trimmed it to fit over on the side here, so just trim the edges there. I'm going to just make this a little pocket really, like that, and I'm just going to stick that on there. I like how it sort of brings out the same hues as what I've been working with, so that's gorgeous. Then I've got this little piece, which is also from my ephemera kit. Lovely colours matching, and it's one of my Catherine Klein postcards, so I've just put that in there like that. Now I know someone's going to ask me, and I haven't said it yet, but the paper that I've used to print these printables on for everything is a 160 GSM or 60-pound weight, so you know, it just is a little bit more robust. Now what I want to put over here is one of these stitch slotted dies. Now these come from Tim Holtz, so you would have seen these before. I think a lot of people know about this one. You can get this on my Amazon favorite lists if you're interested. All right, it's called the Slotted Die by Tim Holtz, so it's just really easy to use. But if you do not have one of these, just go and cut out a rectangle to fit the area, and then just use your crafting knife and cut out slots for as many as you want. So that's my suggestion to you there. All right, so now just want to put some glue on this. This is one of my, probably my second most used die that I have, next to my wildflower ones, which I do love. So I just want to get this in place like that. Now I'm not, oh, I wanted to put a flower, so let's just actually pull that up quickly. I've got my fussy cut flower from my fussy cut flowers kits, and I do love these, so just wanted to bring a little bit more vibrancy and floral expression into the back here of this section. So I thought I would just add one of these beforehand, but you know, things are amiss with my brain today, I think, because I keep forgetting things. I don't know, it's terrible. Right, so we've got that stuck down. Now we can stick this back down. So let's take two on that front. So luckily the art glitter glue was forgiving this time and just came off, but normally it's so fast the way it sticks down, super fast. So I'll just get it on the same lines again. Right, so I wanted it just like that. Okay, now the other bit of the two dies in that kit, and the other one was one that cuts out like a label. So I've just taken that from one of the pages there, which is a bit of a scrap, and I've cut out those. And it's French script that's on the digital pages, one of them. And I'm going to just put that there because I just thought that it picked up the golds and the other things on the rest of the page. Okay, now I'm going to at some point find some little bits to stick in there. So we've got stamps, we've got other bits and pieces, maybe a flower or two or butterfly. We can stick those in there as well. So we've got that bit done, so that's done. And then let's just finish off the front here quickly. So what I did was I've taken one of the large tags from the add-on kit. I've stuck on two of the butterflies which were on one of the pages there, and I have just used the gold, the lilac and the raspberry color to cut out those wildflower Tim Holtz dies, and used my typewriter sentiments there and stuck that onto the back of the lilac paper, same as this. All right, so that's what I've done there, put a little bit of an edging and a bit of a whatever in there. I'm going to slide this into this bit here. You can just see the butterflies and things peek through the window. All right, that then is going to go over my envelope. I'm going to stick this under, or we can do it forward, whatever, sideways. Let's do it like that. That's going to then come over there like that and stay in place. Now you don't have to put a ribbon on there, which probably makes it stand up a little bit too much. You can make it flat. Let's try that. You know, you don't need to do this at all. We can just remove that and put that in. And it'll lie a lot flatter if we don't have a ribbon in, so maybe that's the way to go. There we go. And then on this little pocket over here, I have just taken one of the journal cards and backed it onto some of my lace paper, which is in my Avon tea stain. I do love that. Lovely to write on as well. And I've put that together with a tab with the raspberry paper. And then this is able just to go into this pocket over here, like that. Okay, so there's our little first project. Just wanted to show you, I've just taken a tea stain page just to show you. If I was going to use this, I would stick this down. You can either stick that down all the way behind there or on two sides there and have a tuck area there, like that, and you would then use that on your page just like that. Okay, so I hope that that's been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you've been able to work out how I got those together there. After all, the only other thing that I wanted to do was add a couple of bits onto the front here, because it just sort of finishes it off. So I have just taken the papers again. I think I'm going to start with this raspberry piece here and just get this stuck down really quickly onto the front of the envelope. I just think I like my little details, so you know, I can't help myself with that. So I thought this would look pretty, really pretty. So we'll just stick that on there. Sort of just brings out the other colors that you're working with here. And then of course we'll have just a little one of the butterfly. This came from one of the pages in the kit, the center sort of spread page. So I quite like this one. All right, and I thought I'd put it this way, this way, this way. Yeah, let's have it there. It goes a bit over the window, but I quite like that. Okay, everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed this project. I like how it's turned out. It's pretty flat. I don't think I'll put the ribbon in there, actually. I think I'm quite happy with it, how it is there. And you've got something that you can easily make to put into your journals using a couple of recycled items. It's pretty flat, as you can see. It would fit perfectly into a mailer for a friend of yours, or be part of your next journal in any design. As I said, this is the first little project that we're making that I'm going to put into our new project. All right, so hang on to that. The other one that I did last time was this one here, and I'm sure that we will end up putting that into our project as well. So you've got your first little two elements already, and you see, even though they are different kits, they still go beautifully together. So you'll see how it is all going to come together. All right, everyone, thank you so much for following along. Leave me a message or click the like button if you've enjoyed this. And I look forward to sharing the very next project with you guys soon. Thank you for being as awesome as you all are. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.